Welcome to my channel. My name is Jen, but I also go by Niffer Bunny sometimes, and I'm a software engineer living in Denver, Colorado. I'm going to talk to you about the 6 steps that I'm currently taking to transition from data engineering to full stack engineering. Step 1. So my first step was to talk to my teammate, who is also a data engineer, but he had previously been a product engineer or full stack engineer at the company we work at. So I first set up a meeting with him to talk about how I was feeling, that I wanted to do like the reverse switch that he did. He was very supportive when I told him, but since he's been out of product engineering and in the data org for like 2 years or so, he didn't have as much helpful advice as he was hoping he would, I guess. But it was really nice to talk to this teammate and like get his support. Step 2, I set up a meeting with someone on the product engineering side of the company who is more my peer. Technically, they are my sponsor, and I had been meeting with him regularly, talking about my career goals and different things about the company. I knew he was very supportive of me and would help me reach his goal. But he gave some good ideas about who to talk to next, some ideas that like maybe we could set up a swap, like a temporary team swap with someone who wanted to try out data engineering, and I could go try out product engineering just as like a short-term thing, but that could lead to a longer-term possibility. Step 3, I talked to the like second tier manager of the teams that I'm interested in going to. So I sent her a Slack message, like briefly saying like I'm interested in switching to product engineering. Do you have time to chat about it? I don't think I gave much more context in terms of like selling myself as a good candidate or anything. I just wanted to get like that face-to-face time with her. But I talked to her and she sounded very supportive and open to it. We had kind of worked together on like a cross-team project that I was leading. I was leading the data side of it, but she was involved on the product side of it. She didn't even ask me that many questions. She was just like, how urgently do you want this? And are you serious? Like, do you actually really want this, or are you just thinking about it? I told her ASAP would be better. Like, I would be happier. I think I would be happier on another team sooner rather than later. And that I was serious. I had already been thinking about this for several months, and now it was the time to move. So she right away brought it to her higher ups, so the next, like the director of engineering above her and the CTO. The next morning, she was able to let me know that they all want to support career growth at the company, but there is a hiring freeze right now and no headcount on the other teams, so they'll keep looking for opportunities, but it could take up to 6 months for the change to happen. Hearing that 6 months from the higher up engineering manager, it was a bit tough for me. I was hoping this would move really quickly, like within a month, maybe 2. So it's hard to think about 6 more months working on the stuff that I'm not very excited about. It also made me feel a little bit undervalued as an employee, because if they're coming back to tell me it could take 6 months, like that it doesn't fit with the finances because there's no headcount, like it's still within engineering. They wouldn't change how much they're paying me. So it feels a bit like they don't care about keeping me. Step 4, letting my own manager know. I will insert a clip here of what I actually told him and how that went. I actually have some stuff to talk about. With the new year, I've been like thinking about my career and goals, and I think I've decided that it's been fun data engineering, but I want to go back to full stack stuff, like product engineering. There's no headcount, so like they said it could take up to 6 months, but that I should bring you into the conversation, so you could also be on the lookout for like opportunities there for me. I think like my long-term goals are like working in accessibility, which is more like full stack front end even, which is like not what I'm doing. And I think it's just more exciting for me to work on like product features and whatnot. And data is very back end and like, yeah, supporting other teams, but not like building out like features for user experience and stuff like that. So after like initially telling my manager, he was very supportive. He said that he typically does like hire a lot of software engineers into data engineering, and it's like 50-50 whether they fall in love with data engineering versus realize it's not for them. He didn't seem very surprised, and he really wants what's best for me. He also wants to keep me at the company, so he's trying to do whatever he can to keep me instead of losing me altogether if I interview somewhere else. So that was really good to hear. He gave me some good feedback during that session about like good things he's been hearing from other engineers I work with, and he was like said he would be sorry to have me leave the team. The next steps coming out of that were kind of just like, we'll try and find good projects for me to work on still on the team that still could set me up for promotion, even since switching teams could take up to 6 months, but the promotion cycle is in 2 to 3 months, I think. So he still wants me on that path, so he could put me up for promotion, which is really great. I was worried he would like just give me small tasks, small like little busy work almost until I could move teams, but he's not really concerned. Step 5, I don't know any of the tech stack that the product engineering teams use at my current company. They work in React and Ruby on Rails, which I have never used. I'm confident I can pick them up quickly, but I'm nervous that that could be the deciding factor of letting me switch teams or not. Like, I'm sure they would be more excited to have me on the team if I knew their tech stack. But to set myself up better, I'm trying to start learning React a little bit as a fun side project. It's fun. It's not that fun for me, like engineering outside of my getting paid time, but I'm trying to make my own wedding website. And step 6, my final step that I'm currently taking, is looking for other opportunities out there. I've put myself open to opportunities on LinkedIn, so I've been getting flooded with recruiter messages. 6 months is a long time, so I can start looking for other places, start interviewing a little bit, just like practicing, interviewing mostly, but if like a good opportunity comes up and I do get an offer, there's no harm in saying no to them. There's no harm to telling my current company about it. Like, there's only good outcomes basically from this. I probably will need to start studying a bit because technical interviews are terrifying, to be honest. So those are the steps that I've been taking to try to move from data engineering to full stack engineering. I am hopeful that they will work, but I will keep you all updated. Have any of you ever done an internal job transfer? Let me know in the comments like how that went, what kind of steps you took to transition from either one type of role to another type of role in your company or from one company to another company. I want to know so I can be successful at my transition as well. Thanks, guys.